All right, so yeah, let's just touch on reports as well. So if I go to reports, everything always defaults to recent. So even when you go to accounts, if it's a brand new org, nothing might come up, but you have to get in the habit of changing that to an all list view to be able to see everything. That goes for reports as well. There's only one sample one I've looked at here, but if I click all reports, it's going to show me everything in there. So when we create our next one, it'll show everything, not just recent. So let's go ahead and create an opportunity with product report. So you can see here, I've got every object. I can search for anything that have different categories. So these are all the opportunity reports. So a lot of these might not apply, right? So you might not have competitors or partners specified on their opportunities. So don't be overwhelmed that they have all these options. Most people would probably only really report on the first two opportunities as a whole if they don't really care about the products under them, or if we want to see the products, this one. So let's choose that report type. I like to also click update preview automatically so that as I'm building the preview updates, so like type here is not something I filled out. It's not really valuable in the report then. So I'll get rid of it. And it's as easy as just clicking the fields you don't want to get rid of. I can move these around, drag it. And then where it gets complex a little bit as well is then also group it, right? So there's 3 products here from one opportunity. It'd be better for me to see that as a grouping. Maybe even group it by who the owner is if there's 2 owners. So let's add the first one as the owner since it's always me so far. And then the second one as the opportunity name. So you can see here it says group rows, and that's what it's done. On the first level, almost like a pivot table in Excel, right? So I'm the owner for all of them. Then there's 3 products for this opportunity, 1 and 1. So that's how we group it. And then we probably want the product in the beginning. Next piece of reports is filters. So I can choose all opportunities. That was the second tab over here. Or I can choose different options. So just my own, my team's, or anywhere in the role hierarchy. So if I really care to drill down to these other levels, I could. Usually you'd leave it as all opportunities and then supply some other criteria here. So we want opportunity status open. That would be a pipeline report. If we said closed won or closed lost, that's really kind of all opportunities. But we can also make the close date, current fiscal quarter, any of these different options. We're going to make it all time. And then we could even add filters here too. So if we wanted to make sure that the product name wasn't blank, we could do that here as well. Do they even have a has products here? Let's do that. Has products true. Boom, we get rid of the other 2. I'm actually going to delete that one because I want to see the other lines when I create a chart here. And I think we got a pretty good outline so far. You can always click run here to see what you're working with. We're not totaling amount. That's probably something we want to do. So if we click edit, I can click amount and then make sure it's summed. Should automatically do that for you, but just take a look and make sure. And then the last thing with the report here is you're going to add a chart. We need to change the properties because it's going to try to go off the owner. We want it to go off the opportunity. And then we can look at the amount by opportunity. So let's do save and run this time. We can call this pipeline. And then usually you can save it out of private reports into more of a public report folder or something so everybody can access. All right, so now we've got the two different opportunities with the two different amounts. When we hover, we can see those amounts, 43 million versus 5 million, or billion, I think this one is, yeah. And then we've got the chart below. We can get rid of the detail rows and just kind of see a summary, like a pivot table, or expand it. So pretty dynamic and quick and easy to get set up with some of these reports. And then, once you have this pipeline report, once you're an admin working on a project, it's usually easiest to go in. You've already worked on all the different fields to display. You might have to change groupings and filters, but from here, it's easy enough to do a save as and call this, let's say they care about a certain July pipeline, right? Only for a specific month, they want a specific report. So we could save this one to a save as, and then change the filter that the close date has to be in July. So I don't think I have any in July, so I'm not going to bother with that, but I think you get the idea. And then the last piece I wanted to go through, and then we'll open it up for questions. Hopefully you have some after all this information, is dashboards. So there's many different dashboards. This org doesn't have any, but one of the dashboards is like usage and adoption, right? So you'd be able to see how often people are logging in, how often they're completing tasks and contributing into the organization. So we're going to create our own quick dashboard just to show you it's actually easier than reports, because all you're really doing here is dragging reports onto a dashboard. So you really kind of want to have most of your reports set up before you fully get into dashboard creation, because you're going to see here that once I choose a folder, that all you can really do here is add components to your dashboard, which are the reports I just created. So pipelines 1, select it, and I can either choose to use the settings from the report, which was this layout, or I could do whatever I want with it. I could make it a funnel chart. It's not by owner, but by name. Again, get rid of combining groups so that I could see all of them and show percentages, no decimal places, and change the theme even. So you get the idea. So all this dashboard is really a collection of different report charts that I can add and then put on even the home page. It's a good way to tie this together here. Is back to where we started on the home page with all these task widgets and our list view that we added. You can also add our new dashboard. There we go. So you could still hover, you have all the interactivity. You could even filter it for a certain company, click to drill into the report.